Hi there, my name is Anna, and today's class is one that can either be done in the morning to kind of help you wake up and get going, or it can be used really anytime you just feel like you maybe are slumping a little bit and you just kind of need that quick burst of energy. So if you have a block or two, go ahead and grab that, as well as a blanket or any other props that you like to use, and let's come down onto our backs. So if you have your block here, you can take it on its lowest setting and place that underneath your sacrum. So your sacrum is right at the base of your spine. And you want to feel like your glutes are a little bit off of that block if you're using it, and that your sacrum is just firmly resting on the block, and you feel like you're even on both sides of your pelvis here. And just go ahead and let your arms just follow wherever feels comfortable. And feel your shoulders start to get a little bit heavier toward the floor. And just take a moment to check in with your breath. And kind of just taking stock of what's happening in your body, what's maybe happening in your mind, and just what you brought with you, maybe as you are coming to your mat. And all we're doing is just collecting information there. Whatever you find is not good or bad or right or wrong. We're just taking in that information so that we can use it to become more conscious, more aware, more embodied, moment to moment. And so go ahead and just take your hands onto the sides of your ribs here, and you can kind of wrap your hands around there. And let's just take a deep breath in through your nose, filling out into your hands, and then gently exhale out of your mouth. Push all of that breath out, even go a little bit further than you think you can with that exhale. And then through your nose again, big inhale. Through your nose this time, exhale. And feel like you can exhale just a little bit more than you think you can. And at the bottom of that exhale, feel the work of the abdominals kind of hugging in three-dimensionally. Let's do a couple more breaths like that, just moving at your own pace. And we're not necessarily trying to really breathe out and feel that breath in your belly. You want to feel it up and out into your hands. So it's like with every breath, you're lifting your rib cage like straight up out of your pelvis. And let's do that one more time. Now we're just going to try and keep that breath going, keep your neck relaxed. Start to lengthen your tailbone forward toward your knees or toward your heels, and feel your glutes now starting to engage. So you can even reach back and give them a little tap. Right? They should feel active. And without letting the pelvis tip forward and the back arch, we're going to keep the position of the pelvis here and lift up just enough to slide the block out. And then we can take the block here and place it in between the thighs. And so we're squeezing the block with the inner thighs, reaching the tailbone forward toward the knees and pushing down into the floor with the big toe mounds. Now keep that going. You can bring your arms straight up toward the ceiling, and we'll stretch out the wrists here. So left hand pulls the right fingers back. And if you like to, you can even start to pulse the glutes a little bit. And switching hands, the right hand pulls the left fingers back. Nice. And then go ahead and let your arms come down, and we're just going to tiptoe the spine down one vertebra at a time, all the way down onto your back. We're going to keep the block where it is if you have it. If not, you can just bring your legs straight up. We're going to interlace your hands behind your head, and then hug your elbows in, and we're just cupping the skull here. So feel the weight of the head back into the hands. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Push that breath all the way out, and then at the bottom of that exhale, feel this hugging and this consolidation of all the abdominal muscles. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, lift up. Hug in, pull down, and then we're just gonna roll the thighs in. So this is internal rotation from the top of the thighs, rolling in. And then external rotation, rolling the thighs out. Nice. Come back through center. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift up. Hug in, pull down, and then internally rotate the thighs. So roll them in, keep squeezing the block. Roll the thighs out. So we're moving in the hip joints, not just turning the knees or the feet. Inhale to lower back down. Exhale, lift up. Look down at your belly, draw the side waist in, pull it down, and then roll the thighs in, turn a little bit to the right. Nice. Just like an inch, there does not need to be much. Come back through center, back through neutral, inhale to lower. Exhale, lift up. Roll the thighs in, turn just an inch to the left, keep hugging down in the belly, feel the sacrum on the floor, back through center, inhale, lower. One more time here, I'm feeling this too. Exhale, lift up. Roll the thighs out, external rotation. Roll the thighs in, turn an inch to the right. Reach your left arm outside of the right thigh and then reach the fingertips a little bit longer. Ooh, holy moly. Back through center, inhale, lower. Last one here. Exhale, lift up. Roll the thighs out. Roll the thighs in. Turn an inch to the left. Reach the right arm outside the left leg. Reach it longer, hug down in the belly. Back through center and release. Oh yeah, that'll wake you up. You can take the block off to the side here, and then take your feet about mat's width apart, and we'll let the knees fall over to the right, but then push down into the sole of the left foot. So we're not letting the left knee completely just flop in. And just feel some opening along maybe the left side of your hip, waist. And you can have the arms however they feel nice, out to the sides or overhead. We'll come back up through center and then take the knees over to the left, push down into the sole of the right foot. Feel a little activity around that right glute. I'm just feeling that deep breath. Lifting the ribs up and out. Exhaling completely. Bring the knees back up through center. We'll roll over to your side and push yourself up. We're going to come into a tabletop or quadruped position on your hands and knees. And so spread your fingers nice and wide there, shoulders directly over wrist and hips directly over your knees. And just notice that your throat and your face are lifting straight up toward the ceiling, but we're not jutting the chin forward here. But just so we have the neck in line with the spine, and we're hugging the two front pelvic points together in your low belly. That core should feel pretty activated after that work. So we're gonna thread the right arm underneath the left. Push down into the left hand, inhale, turn the ribs to open you to the right. Exhale, thread the right arm under. Inhale, push the floor away and open up. Let's do 3 more of these on your own. And just noticing here how we are not looking up toward the ceiling with your eyes, and we're not cranking that right arm up to turn us, but we're really trying to isolate this in the ribs, kind of the middle upper back. And so what that means is maybe you don't go quite as far as you think you can. All right, but should feel better. All right, so we're back down in tabletop. We'll thread the left arm under. Push down into the right hand. Inhale, turn the chest and the ribs to the left. And we've just got about 4 more here. I'm trying to keep the pelvis pretty steady here. So just noticing where you feel the movement. If we can kind of hold on to this integration and this activation around the pelvis and the core so that we can start to get some opening in areas that tend to be pretty restricted, because it takes a little bit more awareness and focus to move from those places. All right, so we're back in tabletop here. We're going to tuck the toes under here and then lift up in between the shoulder blades. We're going to pike the hips up for downward facing dog. Now you are more than welcome if you have your blocks and want to use them to elevate your hands there. But everyone, let's maybe rise up off the heels, bend the knees, and then take your hip creases up toward the ceiling. Straight, strong arms. Let your head relax. It should feel like work. We're going to lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, and just like we did in the core, we're going to be really similar. We're going to internally rotate the hip. So the knee will come in toward the left leg, but we're just rolling the top of the thigh in. And then externally rotate it. Roll the top of the thigh out. Roll in. It's going to be a really small movement. You want to feel like you are not moving the pelvis much side to side. Let's do that one more time. And then the right foot will step down. Left leg comes up. Knee is bent. We roll the thigh in and out. In and out. Push into the hands. Lift up in the armpits, up in the ribs. Last time here. And then step the left foot down. We're going to do a little baby bear walk of the hands and feet all the way up to towards the top of the mat, just coming however far you can go. And then we'll rise to stand. All right, I'm feeling kind of woken up already. So we're going to bring the arms straight forward and up here. And then as you lift the arms, feel like you're taking the ribs up away from the pelvis, but not by arching the back, just lifting straight up. Place the fingers in your hip creases. Sit right back into the hips, spine is long. Hands can be down on blocks or the floor. We're going to step the left foot back and then take the left hand underneath the shoulder, and it can be on a block there if you like. But we're going to hug this left shoulder in, squeeze this left glute, and then open up to the right. Revolved low lunge. Let your left ear maybe just soften toward the shoulder. Keeping the lower belly lifted, the left glute on. We'll thread the right arm underneath the left, or the right arm underneath the right thigh. And then inhale, open it up. Lean into the left shoulder blade. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, open it up. Let's do 2 more there. All right, so we're staying connected to the work around the pelvis, around the belly, around the spine, so that we can isolate this movement in some other areas. Bring your right hand down next to the left. We're going to turn for a goddess squat to the left. And fingers can be on blocks or on the floor here. And we're just going to pulse in the hips. Walk around so we're facing the back. Right knee will lower, keep the toes tucked under, and then bring the left hand around to your sacrum where we had that block before, and the right arm will reach up. Now imagine that you could draw a line from the front of the body, kind of low belly, straight into the back hand, and then drawstring those 2 points together. Pull the front right thigh up, and then reach those right fingers high. Take one more breath. Both hands come down, blocks or floor, downward facing dog, bring the left leg up. Relax your head and neck. Step the left foot as far forward as you can, and we're gonna rise up for a crescent lunge. Loop. Let's bring your hands onto your pelvis here. Try to soften your back knee just a little bit so that the tailbone is not tucking under, but it's reaching straight down. And you wanna feel this right glute firm. It's gonna help you stabilize your pelvis here. Now, push down into your left big toe mound. We're gonna rise to stand and do like a little karate kick. Right, if that's too much, you can always have the toes on the floor here. Take it back, crescent lunge. Squeeze that right glute. Load the left leg, kick, and back. You can add on the arms here, and back. As you rise to stand, it's this left leg, that left glute that's working. Push down into the floor. Keep it going there. Can make some fun sound effects. Ready to conquer the day. Energy, power. Let's do it. 5, 4. You can always have the foot on the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Crescent lunge. We're going to spin the right heel down, warrior 2. Arms can come forward and back. Reverse your warrior, left arm up and back. And side angle, left arm to thigh, right arm reaches up and overhead. One more time. Reverse. And side angle. Bring both hands down, blocks or floor, side lunge. So parallel your feet, and you can put your fingers into this right hip crease and sit it back. So your spine stays long, chest is open, and we're sitting deep into that right hip crease. Turn back to face the front. Left foot comes next to the right, and we're gonna go right to the second side. So right foot will step back, and then we'll take the right hand down, floor or block. Hug this right shoulder down, squeeze this right glute, and then we'll open this left arm up. Just let the right ear soften toward the shoulder. Thread the left arm underneath the left leg. Lean back into the right shoulder, open the arm. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, open it up. Exhale. Inhale, open, last 2. We'll take the left hand down next to the right, open to the right for a goddess squat. So feet can turn out just at an angle that feels good for you. And the hands can always be up on blocks. And we'll just pulse here. Spine is staying long. Whew. One more time. And we'll turn to the back. Left knee will lower, keep the toes tucked. Right hand comes back to the sacrum. Left arm reaches up. Now feel that imaginary drawstring from like pubic bone to that back hand. Hug those 2 points together and then lift from the front of your left thigh. Pull up. Bring both hands down to the floor or blocks. Downward facing dog, right leg comes up. You're gonna step the right foot forward as far as you can. Crescent lunge, rise on up. So soften the back knee if you can. Check in with this left glute, give it a little tap. Tailbone is lengthening down. Now you can have your hands on your pelvis to start. Push down into that right big toe mound. You can come up and tap the left toes and back. You can come up and kick the leg. All right, never a bad idea to be near like a windowsill or a wall or a chair or something. If you feel like you're gonna lose your balance, you can add on the arms here. Right, so we're just building up a little heat, a little bit of fire, so that we can harness that and we can use it to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish. Keep it going. Let's do 4 more. Last one. Left foot comes back. Spin that left heel down, open the arms. Reverse your warrior. Let the left ear soften. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. One more time. Reverse. And side angle. Bring the hands down to the floor. Parallel the feet. You can put your fingers into the left hip crease and sit back. Spine is long, chest is open. Find your breath there. We'll turn to the front, step your right foot next to the left, and we'll come all the way down to a seat. Let's lie on your back. And just find any comfortable position with your legs. So if you want to have your knees bent or your legs straight. You can soften or close your eyes. And just feel there your breath, your heartbeat. And just kind of that stirring up of energy. I'm just being grateful for this gift of breath and of movement. And of being able to challenge our bodies and our minds. So that we can be more present, more conscious. And stronger, not only for ourselves, but for those around us. Let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Feel that full expansion of the ribs. Exhaling, letting it go. And as you're ready, roll over to your favorite side. And we'll push back up to a comfortable seat. Take a moment and kind of let that practice settle. Feel the difference mentally, physically, emotionally. Thank you so, so much for practicing with me today. Hope you feel a little bit more sparky. I know I do. As always, if you enjoyed this class, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe so that you never miss classes that I post. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.